Hello everyone, I'm Rupali Meshram. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for my latest updates. Good morning students. Today we are going to start with Standard 7th History Chapter 5 The Foundation of the Swaraj. In the first half of the 17th century, an epoch-making personality emerged in Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He established Swaraj by challenging the unjust ruling powers here. Shivaji Maharaj was born at the Shivneri Fort near Junnar in Pune district. On the day of Falgun Vaidya Tritiya in the Shakya year 1551, that is, on 19 February 1630. In this chapter, we will study how he founded Swaraj. Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje, the father of Shivaji Maharaj, was a preeminent Sardar in the Deccan. The Mughals had launched a campaign to conquer the Nizam Shahi kingdom. The Adil Shah of Bijapur aligned with the Mughals in this campaign. Shahaji Maharaj did not wish the Mughals to get an entry into the south. So, he tried to save Nizam Shahi by offering stiff resistance to the Mughals. But he could not withstand the combined might of the Mughals and the Adil Shah. The Nizam Shahi was defeated and came to an end in 1636 CE. After the Nizam Shahi was wiped out, Shahaji Raje became a Sardar of the Adil Shah of Bijapur. The region comprising Pune, Supi, Indapur and Chakan Parganas located between the Bhima and Neera rivers was vested in Shahaji Raje as a Jagir. This was continued by the Adil Shah and he also granted the Jagir of Bangalore and the neighbouring areas in Karnataka to Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje was well and courageous, intelligent and a great political expert. He was an excellent archer. He also has an expert in using the sword, patta and spear. He loved his subjects. He had won many regions in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. South India was in awe of him. While Shivaji and Jizabai were at Bangalore, he had arranged for providing excellent education to Shivaji so as to enable him to become a king. He himself aspired to establish Swaraj by ousting the powers of foreign people. That is why he is known as Swaraj Visionary. He sent Shivaji and Jizabai from Bangalore to Pune with loyal and competent associates. Do you know? Jahagir or Jagir means the right to enjoy the revenue of a region. The Sardars in the service of rulers used to get the revenue of the region as income instead of getting salaries directly. The region was chosen in such a way that the revenue would be equal to the salary. Veer Mata Jizabai. Jizabai was the daughter of the great Sardar Lakhuji Raje Jadhav of Sindhkhed Raj in Buldhana district. At a young age, she had received military training as well as education in various subjects. She helped and encouraged Shahaji Maharaj to realize his dream of establishing Swaraj. She was a competent and visionary political expert. She constantly guided Shivaji in the mission of establishing Swaraj. At times, she undertook the task of giving verdicts for resolving the problems of people. She was very particular about giving excellent education to Shivaji. She instilled in him values like modesty, truthfulness, oratory, vigilance, courage, and fearlessness. She saw that he was trained in the usage of weapons and inspired in him the will to win and the dream of Swaraj. Shivaji's companions and associates. Shivaji Maharaj started the work of founding the Swaraj in the Mawal region. The Mawal terrain is full of hills and valleys and is not easily accessible. Shivaji Maharaj made use of these geographical features of Mawal very skillfully for the purpose of the foundation of the Swaraj. He created a feeling of trust and affection in the minds of the people. Many companions and associates joined him in his work of founding the Swaraj. Among them were Yesaji Kank, Baji Pasharkar, Bapuji Mudgal, Narhekar Deshpande, Kavji Kondharkar, Jiva Mahal, Tanaji Malsure, Kanhoji Jedhe, Baji Prabhu Deshpande, and Dadaji Narsa Prabhu Deshpande. On the strength of these associates, Shivaji Maharaj undertook the cause of the Swaraj. Royal Seal. The objective of Shivaji Maharaj of establishing Swaraj is clearly expressed in his royal seal. The following Sanskrit lines are inscribed on this royal seal. Prati Panchatra Lekheve Vidru Vishnu Vandita Shahasuno Shivsesha Mudra Patraya Rajade. Meaning, this seal will grow in splendor like the new moon. This seal of Shivaji, the son of Shahaji, receiving homage from the whole world, denotes the welfare of the people. The meaning of this inscription on the seal is important from many angles. Through this inscription, Maharaj has expressed his gratitude towards his father, his confidence that Swaraj would expand continuously, his own experience of the respect that the seal, that is Swaraj, commanded from all his commitment to the welfare of his subjects, and the certainty of ruling over his land independently. This short inscription covers the entire concept of Swaraj. Towards the establishment of Swaraj, the forts situated within the Jagir of Shivaji Maharaj were not under his control, but were under the control of Adil Shah. In those days, forts were of special significance. With a firm hold over a fort, it was possible to control the surrounding area. If one had forts, one ruled the land. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj decided to acquire the forts that were within his own Jagir. Such an attempt to capture the forts amounted to challenging the Adil Shahi power. He captured the forts of Torna, Murumdev, Kondhana and Purandar and laid the foundation of Swaraj. He repaired the fort Murumdev and renamed it Rajgarh. Rajgarh was the first capital of the Swaraj. There were the Morays of Javali, the Ghorpades of Mudal, the Savans of Savtawadi and other Sardars in the Adil Shahi. They were opposed to the cause of the founding of Swaraj. It was necessary to bring them and others like-minded Sardars under control for the purpose of founding the Swaraj. The capture of Javali. Chandra Rao Morya of Javali in Satara district was a powerful Sardar in the Adil Shahi. He opposed the founding of the Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj attacked Jawali and captured that region in 1656 CE. He established his post there. Then he also captured Raigad. He attained a huge amount of wealth from Jawali. After this victory, his activities in Konkan increased. He built the Pratapgarh fort in the Jawali valley. In this way, the conquest of Jawali increased his strength in all respects. After this, Shivaji Maharaj captured Kalyan and Bhivandi on the Konkan coast. There he came into contact with the Siddhi Portuguese and the British powers on the western coast. Shivaji Maharaj realized that in order to fight these powers, it was necessary to have a strong naval force. Therefore, he concentrated on building a navy. Defeat of Afzal Khan. Shivaji Maharaj had started capturing the forts in his Jagir and the surrounding areas in the Adil Shahi territory. He had crushed the opposition of the Morays of Jawali. The work of founding the Swaraj had gathered momentum on the Konkan coast. All these matters were a challenge to the Adil Shahi. At that time, the Badi Sahiba was looking after the administration of Adil Shahi. She sent Afzal Khan, a powerful and experienced Adil Shahi general, to curb Shivaji Maharaj. The expedition of Siddhi Johar. After the annihilation of Afzal Khan, Shivaji Maharaj captured the Adil Shahi forts of Panhara, Vasantgarh and Khelna. He renamed Khelna as Vishalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj had posed a big challenge before the Adil Shahi. Therefore, the Adil Shahi sent Siddhi Johar, the Sardar of the Kurnool region, against Shivaji Maharaj in 1660 CE. The Adil Shah gave Siddhi the title Salbat Khan. Rustam-e-Jaman, Baji Ghorpade and Afzal Khan's son Faisal Khan were also there to help Siddhi Johar. In these circumstances, Shivaji Maharaj took shelter in the Panhala fort. Siddhi's soldiers laid siege to the fort for about 5 months. Shivaji Maharaj found himself trapped inside the fort. Netaji Parker tried to raise the siege by attacking Siddhi's army from outside, but he could not succeed in it, as his forces were meager. Siddhi showed no signs of relenting, so Shivaji Maharaj opened talks with him. This led to slackness in the siege round Panahalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj took advantage of the situation. On this occasion, Shiva Kashid, a brave youth, came forward. He resembled Shivaji Maharaj in looks. He dressed up like Shivaji Maharaj and sat in a palanquin. The palanquin left by the Raj Dindi gate. It was captured by the Siddhi's army. It was a difficult situation. Shiva Kashid sacrificed himself on this occasion for Swaraj. In the meanwhile, Shivaji Maharaj left the fort using another difficult route. He was accompanied by Baji Prabhu Deshpande, Bandal Deshmukh and some chosen soldiers. The Siddhi came to know that Shivaji Maharaj has escaped the siege round Panhalgarh and proceeded to Vishalgarh. His army pursued Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj entrusted the responsibility of stopping Siddhi's army at the foot of Vishalgarh to Baji Prabhu Deshpande. Baji Prabhu Deshpande checked Siddhi's army at the Ghod Pass near Gajpur. He fought with the greatest valor. Baji Prabhu died a hero's death in this battle. Because Baji Prabhu's army held Siddhi's army at bay, Shivaji Maharaj could proceed to Vishalgarh. While going to Vishalgarh, Maharaj also crushed the opposition of the Adil Shah Sardar, Dalvi of Palwan and Survi of Sri Rangpur. Maharaj reached Vishalgarh safely. While Shivaji Maharaj was trapped at Panhala, Aurangzeb, who had ascended the throne of Delhi, had sent Shahista Khan, a Mughal Sardar, to the Deccan. He had invaded the Pune province. The conflict with Adil Shahi continued even as the Mughal army invaded the Swaraj. Maharaj realized that it would be not too prudent to fight two enemies at one and the same time. Therefore, after reaching Vishalgarh safely, he entered into a treaty with the Adil Shah. As per the treaty, he returned the fort of Panhala to the Adil Shah.